Assalamu alaikum. In today's lesson, we are going to learn two letters. We're going to learn the letter Kaaf and the letter Laam. We will start with the Laam, given that it's way easier than the Kaaf. Now, for the Laam, we always use our baseline. As you can see here, we go the maximum height, which would be the alif height. The decorative move usually is put to the left because the one for the alif is on the right, so that when you draw them you will get this alif, and after that the lam would be on the other side. You do not intersect. Sometimes they put them in the same direction, but that's how we are going to do it. And we should stick with these notes to avoid sort of misunderstanding between the two letters. Now, for the Laam, as we said, we would take the maximum height of the alif. We either end it by a baseline like this and add a decorative move, the one that we added for the ba, or you can drop it down to the 1.5 thickness we always talked about. So let's start with this, and today we are going to use the 8mm thickness in order to have all the letters inside the page. Therefore, we would start somewhere around here, let's say. This is our baseline. As we said, if we took this to be our the right side of the letter, this would be it. We will take an 8mm thickness to draw the letter itself. It's just like an alif. We stop by the 8mm from this point. Now, as we've mentioned before, we add the decorative move right here, which is 1.5t, which is going to be 12 right over here, and we go outside 4mm right over here, and there we have the decorative move for the lamb. We continue down here. Now the base from the right side all the way to the left is between 4 and 4.5 the thickness. So now we are working on the short one. We've said that the full height of it would be 12t, and this would be either 4t or 4.5t. You can choose either of those, and of course we've added this decorative move up here. If we took the 4 times the thickness length, that would be 3.2 centimeters. We measure that right over here. This would be the end of the first alif, and if you added half that thickness to it, it will be 38. We will end here. So you've got two options to do it. All what you have to do now is connect these lines together right here. If ended here, you will add the decorative move right here, which will be the full thickness plus the half thickness up there. Therefore this point will be right over here, and you add the decorative move. If it was this one, it is the same. You would go upward, so full T. Therefore now you've got two lambs. You can either use the short one or the longer one, it's up to you. The other one would be a drop of 1.5 the thickness, so you use the same line we've used. You leave half a thickness empty, the 4mm right here, and below that you will add the full thickness. Again, we are going to take the less thickness, the lower thickness. You drop from that line the full thickness again, which is 8, and you connect these two lines together. So I will outline it and color it and show you how it will look like. So now you've got the longer lamb. The shorter one would be colored here or here, and it comes by itself, connected from the right at the end of the word, or connected from both sides, but then it will look just like this. It will not have a sort of connection. So this is a lamb in the middle. Now let's move on to the calf and see how we can draw that. Now for the calf, we don't have this shape we are used to. In other scripts we have this shape for the calf. In Kufi it's not like this. It's just it's the normal calf that we've always learned, the one like this, but it's more of the longer one that goes like this. Even if it was singular, it would look like this. So it's actually easier. You can learn the one shape or the several shapes to it and use them all the time. What we are going to do with the calf is use the same thickness and the same height we've worked on. So the calf shape, given that this is your baseline, we'll start from a point and end in a point. After that, we are going to add the decorative move, the one that we've always added, this one. Therefore, the end point is separated from the decorative move. This decorative move is added to the full width of it. Now, the width is 90, 9 times the thickness. You add this point. So we are going to locate this point first. We are going to locate the full thickness of our letter. After that, we've got the first shape of it. We leave half the thickness right here. We do what we've done to the letters like the dal. It actually looks like a dal. Then we go all the way back to this point we've located here, the end of the calf. We do not connect this one because we've got some work to do. Now from here we're going to take a line all the way to the top, the height, the maximum height. This line is quite important for us because this dot will connect all the way to this dot, just like this. Now from this point we are going to take a 90-degree line, just like that, and connect it to this point. You can see here we've got a triangle shape. The same thing we are going to do for the other side. We take a 90-degree line and we connect this line to this point. Now we've got the full thickness with a 90-degree that would look like this. After that, we are going to connect the full thickness from here. Just like that. Then we are going to take the same point we've worked on here, locate it up here, add a decorative move, just like the one we've always added, and take the full thickness and connect it to this part. Now we've got this calf. This is the first shape. Like the dal, you can add another one. The rounded decorative move we've added for the dal. Also, we use the same shape, but we break it from the midpoint right over here, and we have it like this. So we will have a shape that is intersected from this point you just delete this and you will have this small calf. And there's another one that has the move we did for the hat that goes after the decorative move. It goes something like this, and then you add the calf, so it's curved instead of straight. Let's start with the bigger one, the Z-shaped calf, and see how can we work that out. So we choose our starting point, which let's say right over here. We locate the base, which will be, as we said, 9T, which is 72 millimeters. That would be 7.2 centimeters, and it ends right over here. So this will be our base for the calf. As we said, we will add a decorative move to the left. So we add 1.5 the thickness, which is 12 millimeters. This will end up right over here, but we're going to use this point all the time. Now we will locate the full thickness again, this one, and we take this point and take it all the way up to the maximum height, which is here. We've got this point, and here we've got the other one. As we said, we do not take the last point, we take the point before the decorative move to be our point, and we locate this upper line to help us with the drawing thing. Now, we leave the full thickness right from here, 8 millimeters. Right here, we leave the half the thickness from this side, and we connect this line all the way to this point, the one we've located before. Now from this point we connect a dotted line to this one. As we said, we take 90 degrees down here and 90 degrees up here. You can use a triangle to do that. So we've got our triangle. We take the 90 degrees downwards. And we take the 90 degrees upward on the other point. And again, you measure 8 millimeters for this. And 8 millimeters for the other one. And as we said, you connect the line from this to this, just like that. You should start from the intersection with the thickness itself. So first you will have to sort of connect it dotted on the inside of this part, and it's the same thing for the other one. So right here you don't have a letter, so it should start from this line, therefore you go dotted and you go all the way down. Now you've got an 8 millimeter line going to that direction with a triangle here. You look at this line, you add the full thickness upward. This will intersect with this point. And right over here, you take this point and you take the full thickness here and you add a circle, part of the circle, a quarter of it, using a compass. And now you've got this shape. It goes down, then right, then downwards. Right over here, you start from this point, You add the decorative move, the full thickness by 1.5 the thickness. So here we've got the 8mm by 1.2 centimeters right over here. You go down and you go back half the thickness, which is 4. This point be right over here, and you connect those two together just like that. Let's add the decorative move down here. So starting from this point, you go half the thickness to the left, half the thickness upward. You connect those two together, and you connect this to this one, just like that. Now let's outline this to see exactly how it looks like. You see here, we've got the calf by itself. If it's connected to the right, you just continue this line. If it's connected to the left, you remove the decorative move and you connect it to this line. As we said, you can also add the decorative move right over here, where you take this line, you go upwards half the thickness, right over here, you add a circle to it, go down, you add the full thickness right over here to the left of it, 8mm, and you rotate it. You take it full thickness, you go up half the thickness, then full thickness, and it will look something like this. Rough estimation of it. So you can and delete these lines, so you've got this shape. Now for the second shape we are going to talk about, all what you have to do is locate the half point from the top of the thickness to here. You locate the half point, which will be, now this is 8.2, it will be 4.1 right over here. You see it intersected with a line, as we can see. You take this point and use a 90° to change its direction, just like this. Now, as we said, after adding the vertical line from here, you would take the full thickness along this line and make it. Now this point you locate by going down 1.2 the thickness. So this point, the top point where the calf stops, would be a drop of 1.5 T from the upper line we've located before. You locate this point, you stop by it, and you've got this line. You start from this point, you take a vertical line right here that intersects with the 1T. Okay, you add the half thickness, you add half a thickness to it, 0.5 T, it's this one, and you connect those two together. This way you will have this shape to it, as you can see. Now you can add right on the intersection of the calf, right here, you can add a circle decorative thing that would look like this, that would support this part. So that would look something like this. I'll quickly outline this one and get a better view of it. There you have it. So this calf goes this way, and goes all the way around. Now you've got 4 variations of a calf. You've got either this one, the bigger straight one or the bigger rounded one, which is in my opinion enough for sort of work around it. Now the other calf, you would use the exact same steps right here, but instead of the straight line we're going to add a curved one. So I'll quickly draw the calf as we did here, and I will explain how to do the rounded shape. Now what have I done here is the exact same steps here. Located the letter itself, added this part of the calf, and did the whole square shape. Now once you finish this, you start adding the top part of it in order to find the point where you are going to connect this one to the upper one. So you add a decorative move as we discussed. You go full thickness to the right over here, you go down full thickness, and you add to that half a thickness, the 4mm. You connect those two together. Now you go back, and this way you've got this drop of 1.5t. Now from this point that is located the full thickness from the left, you take another 3 times the thickness to the right. Therefore from this point we are going to take 2.4 centimeters, which will end up right over here at this line. Now this is the point where the shape will change direction. When it reaches here, it will start to go to the left instead to the right. It goes to the left, and right here, instead of making it straight, for example, this is the angle that we've got for the calf, the edge of it. This is the other line. We've got it here. Now instead of having it this way, what we are going to do is curve it a bit down here. Not a lot, just like 1mm or 2. Let's say 2mm. You would take it 2mm like this, then go back and connect it. So you will have this shape instead of this shape. See the curve? It's just a beauty thing. And you go back. So this one is straight, this one is curved. Therefore, right over here, you go out a bit, then you go back inside and connect those two together. You'd use a tracing paper for this line and fold back from this line 8mm in order to have the full thickness unified throughout the calf. Because locating it like this, you need to figure out the perpendicular point to this curve, which would be sort of really hard to locate. And you go all the way around up to this point, and there you have the letter calf. I've just noticed that I should have connected it to this one, so it's fine. Just take this one, and yeah, this is how it would look like. Yeah, you take this point, not the upper one. That's why I said at the beginning you should have these lines dotted in order to avoid mistakes. Outlining it would look like this. Now here, you can add the same thing we did here. You go up, you do the curve, you do the other curve, go down, and you add the small nudge. If you went back to the down lesson, you will find a small nudge that we've added here. I will fill in all the shapes that we've got and get a better view for how it looks like. So there you have it. You can go with either shapes you want. You can go with this black one or add the red part to it and continue it. You can go with this one or the red one. So you've got 6 shapes for the calf. If it was singular, keep it as it is, adding the decorative move. If it was connected, as we said, you connect it from the right, add this move. If it was in the middle, you just keep the same calf. The space before it and after it would be a full letter, like here, and here it should be possible to add it here. Because sometimes people would leave a huge gap. For example, the word kalam, or let's find a word that we've learnt all the letters in it. The word kitab. Now kitab, to make it, let's say that we've taken the curvy calf and went back. We added a decorative move with a nice nudge in it, and we went all the way back to this one, and we went there. Now we know that these points sort of end at each other. The tie will come over here. You don't have to leave a full whole area for it. It's up to you, but I just want to clarify that. Then you add the alif, which will be to the right. And if you want to add a decorative move that we talked about down here. Finally, you add the ba, and here you can add the full thickness to it, like the full width of the ba. You add the dots, and yeah, this is how you make the word kitab. Now, for an assignment, try kitab, and let's do other words. We will post them on the quiz, so make sure to check that one. This has been Ammar Awaudi, and stay in touch because we are going to continue the class soon.